The next issue we should address is the idea that research is really, really difficult. We must begin with a confession. When many students hear the word research and immediately panic, it's as if a mysterious, painful ritual that only professors in lab coats can survive is about to take place. I want to dispel or challenge that belief. Because honestly, it's not the research that is hard, it is the attitude towards the process. Think about how we talk about research. We say, I am struggling with my research, or my topic is killing me, or this supervisor will be the end of me. Normally, what we call difficulty is actually the disorganization and just the fear that is associated with the process itself. Now, we all know that research is a structured way of asking a question and finding a logical, evidence-based answer to it. And we do that every day, even outside university. Everyone here has done research, even without realizing it. When you compare smartphone prices or clothes prices, or even deciding which restaurant you are going to go to have your nshima, or which bus to use, you are already conducting some kind of a mini research project. You ask these questions, you gather information, you evaluate your options, and then you make a conclusion, only written more formally and documented with references. That's where the key difference is. So maybe research itself is not really difficult. It is just disguised in some kind of academic jacket. So my emphasis is that the problem is not the process, but how we approach it. For example, some students who choose topics they don't care about just because they sound academic. Some will try to finish work that should be done in a term in one weekend or in 1 week. Some may even think that research is some kind of punishment rather than a learning phase. Now, if we fixed some of those habits, research wouldn't feel like a monster, and it would feel more like an actual investigation that one is undertaking. We can break down the simplicity of research in this way. Firstly, you identify a problem. What bothers you or interests you? And then you review the literature. What have others said about it? And then you formulate questions. What exactly do you want to find out? Then you proceed and collect data. How will you get the answers to the questions that you have asked? You then proceed to analyze the data. What do the results tell you? And lastly, you conclude. What does this all mean? So it's not a mystical thing that we have to be afraid of. It is just thinking in terms of steps. So once this structure becomes clear, it becomes much more fun. It's like a recipe. The only difference is that your ingredients, in this case, it's ideas and data that you have to gather. So why does it feel so hard? There are three simple reasons here. It's because the research process or research itself asks you to be patient. It asks you to be critical, and it asks you to be organized. So it's not the process that is difficult, but the discipline that is attached to the process. When you finally see that your findings start to make sense, or when your argument stands strong after your professors have asked you all those questions, you feel very good about yourself. So research gives you something that is more valuable than just a grade. It builds your confidence. So maybe it's the language or the framing that we need to change here. So in conclusion, research is not difficult, it is just different. It is a skill and not a struggle. It is a process and not a punishment. So the next time you hear somebody saying that research is hard, just smile and say, only if you fight it, then it will be hard.